Hello! I am so glad that you are here to worship God with me today. This is such an amazing, wonderful, wonder-filled time of the year that it's especially meaningful to worship God together. And since we can't do that in person, I'm so glad that you're here to share it with me today through your television or your computer or your phone or however you are sharing in worship today. I have an important question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready for worship? Are you ready to come so close to God and feel God coming so close to you that you can feel God's love and the peace that God gives us, the courage that God gives us, the hope? Are you ready for that? This whole season is about getting ready because something so wonderful is happening that we need time to prepare. I like to get in a comfortable position in my body and take a deep breath, which helps me feel ready all through my body. And if you're ready, I will say, "The Lord be with you." I love it when you say, "and also with you." That way we're sharing God's blessing together. You know that we are here to listen for God's voice and God's stories. And we're also here to give our voices to God, to talk to God. And there are lots of different ways we can do that. This time of year especially, it's so fun to sing. So I hope you'll sing along with me now. Father, we adore you, and we lay our lives before you. How we love you, Jesus, we adore you, and we lay our lives before you. How we love you, Spirit, we adore you, and we lay our lives before you. How we love you. That was beautiful singing. Now, as you look at our calendar today, I bet you know what the color of this season is. There are clues all around me, but I think you already know. We are in the time of the color purple. We are in Advent. We're in the Advent season right now. And today we are in the fourth week of Advent, which means that it's almost Christmas time. We've had all of this time to get ready, and I hope you have enjoyed that time and spent that time thinking about all of the wonderful gifts that God has given you. Chief among them, Jesus, to be God with us. That is such an amazing, amazing gift. Are you ready for our story today? Now is the time of the color purple. On the first week in Advent, we remember the prophets. Now, prophets are people who come so close to God, and God comes so close to them that they know what is most important. The prophets pointed the way to Bethlehem, and they show us the way too. The prophets knew that something important was going to happen in Bethlehem. They weren't sure exactly what, and they weren't sure exactly when, but they knew that Bethlehem was the place. Stop! Watch! Pay attention! Something is happening in Bethlehem that will change everything. On the second week in Advent, we remember the little town of Bethlehem and the Holy Family. This is Mary. And this is Joseph. And this is a donkey. Mary and Joseph were on their way from their home to the little town of Bethlehem. It was a long way, and it was a hard journey. Mary was about to have a baby. And when you're about to have a baby, it's hard to walk a long way. So Mary would get up and ride on the donkey. But when you're about to have a baby, it's hard to ride on a donkey too. So Mary would get down and walk. She rode and she walked all the way to Bethlehem. And Joseph was with her every step of the way. It was a long, hard journey, and they were very tired. They may have been the last ones up the road to Bethlehem that night. On the third week in Advent, we remember the shepherds who were watching their sheep in the fields near Bethlehem. At that time, like today, shepherds could be men and shepherds could be women. We don't know exactly who was there that night or how many there were, but this shepherd will help us to remember the ones who were out in the darkness and the cold, watching over their sheep. Because that's what shepherds do. They take good care of their sheep. It was night, and the shepherds were trying to stay awake. They had to watch carefully to make sure a wolf didn't come and snatch one of their sheep, or to make sure one didn't wander away, as sheep are prone to do. Suddenly, light broke through the darkness. The sky was filled with light, and the shepherds were so afraid. They were terrified. And then they heard singing, and that made them scared too, until they heard the words of the song. An angel was singing, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid." Angels say that a lot because it can be scary when a messenger from God comes to visit you. Suddenly there were lots of angels, and they were singing, "Don't be afraid. We bring you good news, glad tidings, joy for everyone, great joy, peace on earth, and goodwill for everyone, everywhere. A child is born, the one we have been waiting for, the Christ child, the Messiah. Run, hurry, go to Bethlehem. See the child who will change everything." On the fourth Sunday in Advent, that's this Sunday, we remember the three kings, the wise men, the Magi. The wise men came from far away in the east, and they knew so much about so many things that people thought they were magic. In fact, we get our word magic from their name in their language, the Magi. The Magi knew so much about so many things, but what they knew the most about were the stars. They knew just where each star was supposed to be at each time of the year, and that way they could help people. They could tell them when it was the best time to sow their seeds, to to plant their crops, when it was the best time to take a trip over the ocean, and when it was the best time to cross the high mountain passes when the snow would not be too deep. The Magi knew all there was to know about the stars, or so they thought, because then they saw the wild star. It wasn't where a star was supposed to be in the sky. It wasn't on any of their star maps. And it didn't behave the way a star was supposed to behave. It moved. The wise men decided to leave their homes and step out in faith, to follow the star, to see what its shining would show them. They brought the very best that they could bring along with them. Their journey was long and hard. 2 years, Matthew tells us. But they kept going, following the star. They arrived after the baby was born. They came late. Each year, it seems, they come late. We celebrate them on January the 6th, Epiphany, the 12th day of Christmas. But we remember them during Advent because they, like we, are on a journey. This is the light of the prophets who show us the way. This is the light of the Holy Family and the little town of Bethlehem. This is the pink candle of the shepherds and the angels and the joy of the world. This is the light of the Magi who followed the light in the sky. Let's enjoy the light. Holy God, you sent your Son, Jesus, to be God with us, to show us how much you love us, to show us how to live and to love each other, to rescue us and set us free so we can be with you forever. God, you are so... God, thank you for... God, please. Jesus, you came to live with us and show us the way. You are the way. You taught us how to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you, and give you peace, and give you peace, and give you peace forever. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed the story from today. It is from Godly Play by Jerome Berryman, and you can read the Bible story in Matthew 1 and 2 and Luke 2. I hope you have a wonderful week as you prepare for Christmas. Bye-bye.